If you have an avoidant attachment style, take a walk with me. As a child, you felt responsible for other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. You may have even found yourself playing the role of the adult. Due to your caregivers meeting your needs inconsistently or not at all, you learned to be hyper-independent. But it also showed you that the people closest to you could not be trusted. They were dependent on you, but you couldn't be dependent on them. There was enough chaos in the household, and your coping mechanism of choice was to pull away, to hide out in your room or chill with a book in your closet. But I want you to know that your attachment style wasn't your choice. It was cultivated and formed before you were even self-aware. In your adult relationships, you're really good in the first 30 to 60 days. You desire connection and it feels really good until you hit your intimacy threshold, the upper limit you have for connection. When you hit that threshold, your nervous system's going to be activated and you're going to start pushing people away that are closest to you. Upon answering text messages, you may only use 1 or 2 words or just not answer at all. This can go on for days or weeks, confusing the other person. And more than likely, you're in a relationship with somebody who has an anxious attachment style. Now, we have to think of our attachment styles as being on more of a spectrum. The avoidant at the low end may just try to create some space and take some time for themselves. At the high end of the spectrum, they may love bomb and then pull away completely, which has the power to turn the most securely attached person anxious. The biggest problem is this is all subconscious. You're not intentionally doing any of this. When you pull away from the anxious attacher, they're going to start trying to prove themselves to you, which is going to be completely out of character for them. They're used to having to pour into the other person in order to receive love from them and validation. When you understand this, this is your opportunity to break the cycle. To recognize that you can have a loving relationship with somebody who's willing to respect your boundaries. And you can also have that with the anxiously attached person. But this is why it's so important to recognize the signs and signals in your own nervous system, that level of excitement or activation. To know that when you start pulling away from the anxious attacher, that it doesn't necessarily have much to do with them, but more to do with feelings that you experienced when you were younger. And that's what's coming up for you in this moment because you never learned how to self-soothe, self-regulate, or co-regulate. You may even feel emotionally immature because of this. The situation doesn't necessarily line up with your peers. But what I need you to understand is that you're not broken and you don't need to be fixed, even though your anxiously attached partner will make you feel exactly that way. When the anxious and the avoidant make the decision to do the inner healing work together, they become a powerful pair. Make no mistake, this work is not for the weak, but you are both worth it. Do the work or don't, it's your life.